Have your weekend in the outlook. So let's start with today. We've had some fog across the Gulf Coast this morning. We could see a few showers by the end of the day, but you see a lot of sun icons from New York to Atlanta to Minneapolis to Southern California. One of those areas seeing a little bit of rain, places into the Pacific Northwest, Seattle. Talk about temperatures. Yeah, we've been talking about it all morning. 62 in Louisville, well above average into the 70s in Dallas. Tomorrow we start to see some things change up. We've got the snow across the west, but we're also watching that wet weather to continue in through parts of the southeast, going to bring some showers to Birmingham, Montgomery, Atlanta, but the warmth is still there for sure. 65 degrees for your high in Atlanta. We've got some cooler weather in the Rockies, but along with that, some snow. We love seeing that. So if this is your weekend to hit the ski slopes, good for you. Denver will likely see some snow even on into Sunday. Just be on the lookout too across Southern California. We could see some gusty winds. 72 for your high in Los Angeles on Sunday, but we could see gusts in some of the canyons and the passes on the order of 40-50 miles per hour. Monday, kind of a wet day across the south with showers and thunderstorms potentially on the stronger side. That'll continue on into Tuesday, but look who's kind of missing out on the rain and the snow. Once again, still above average here. We're talking 49 degrees on Tuesday for your high in Chicago, 43 in Minneapolis. A lot of these places will still be coming in 20 degrees plus above the average. As we get into Wednesday, wet eastern half of the U.S. from Kansas City and St. Louis, eventually moving into New York and Boston. Notice we've got enough cold air here that we're introducing some snow on the map and much colder air. Minneapolis, high on Thursday, just 20 degrees. So here's a taste of winter for you. Even on into Chicago, you're back down to 31 degrees. Notice it's mostly interior northeast here, looking at the snow showers, not going to be the big cities. Carl? A great start to the weekend. Let's talk about weekend forecast for some of us. We're going to be introducing a chance for a few showers here across the southeast, mainly north of Atlanta, Birmingham into Montgomery, even New Orleans. But Chicago, Minneapolis, New York, you're going to stay on the dry side. We've got the snow really beginning to take shape across the west. So from Denver on up into the northern Rockies, you're looking at some snow and the coldest air. 65 degrees for your high on Saturday in Atlanta. So it looks like another park day if you can miss out on some of those showers later in the day, because they're going to catch up to us on Sunday. And then you've got the snow continuing out west. But think about how this is all relative. You're looking at these temperatures, pure 42 degrees. It's cool, but compared to average, it is off the charts. 56 degrees in Atlanta, 70 in New Orleans. If you're looking for some of the cooler air here, we've got it in Salt Lake City at 33, Aspen at 32, but even there, not all that bad. Across the southeast, it feels pretty good out there. 56 in Atlanta, as I mentioned, 70 in New Orleans. 66 degrees in Tampa. Maybe not a bad beach day, but here's the real story. Places in the Midwest, the Northern Plains, that really have things just way above average. Keep this in mind. In Minneapolis at 41 degrees, not having snow on the ground is huge because that snow keeps the lowest layer of air cool, but also the sun's energy used to melt some of the snow that would be on the ground also cools the air. So you have these two effects not happening, and this is the result. You're looking at anywhere from 15, 20 plus degrees above the average as we get in through tomorrow. Bismarck on that list, 20 degrees above the average. That's puts you at 41. Into the mid-40s on Sunday. But look what happens on Monday. You've got a place like Bismarck, 32 degrees above the average on Monday. If it were the other way around and you were talking about 32 degrees below average, that would be a high temperature well below zero. So this would be an unprecedented streak of below zero weather if it was the other way around. You're looking for the cold. It's starting to show up on the map, but coming up at 40 past the hour, we'll talk about where that cold is coming from and how long it will stick around. Carl? Start off in the southeast where we are looking at a pretty nice afternoon. We're going to start to see some showers creep into the picture as we go through the evening hours on the western side of the southeast. But you can see nice into the evening in Atlanta. Temperatures right about 50. You've got some showers northwest Alabama into Mississippi and New Orleans as well as we get in through tomorrow evening. But looking for a washout, not going to happen, at least not this weekend. So that's some good news. If you're looking into the northeast and you want the cold and a little bit of snow, you have to head way up into northern New England. Otherwise, again, along I-95 from D.C. to Boston, pretty quiet. Overnight temperatures just into 30s. You have some clouds creeping in here by tomorrow evening, but again, that should be just about it as we start the weekend. Once again, temperatures a huge story in parts of the Midwest. We're starting off into the mid-40s into Minneapolis, only dropping into the upper 20s and lower 30s. But you put that in perspective, it feels chilly, right? But you're closer to average high temperatures with these kinds of low temperatures. So still unseasonably warm here, but mainly clear even as we go go through tomorrow evening. And taking a look out west, as Carl was mentioning, high pressure in control here. We've got a lot of sunshine. Watch out for the winds picking up later tomorrow into Sunday across Southern California. Looking for the wet, unsettled spot. That'll be the Pacific Northwest still into Seattle, and we'll be watching the snow in parts of the Central Rockies. Mark, I have tulips that have come up, and I have a picture of that on my Facebook. It is just really kind of out there. As we look ahead to the weekend, though, we've got some colder air, and we do have some snow on the map. So that's some good news for Saturday. If you're heading to some of the ski resorts out west, they're going to see a pretty decent snowstorm from Denver on up into the northern Rockies and parts of the Northwest as well. Here in the southeast, it'll be about some of that wet weather. That'll continue even on into Sunday. But if you're looking for a complete washout, don't worry, it's not going to happen. It is going to stay mild as well. 65 in Atlanta. Meanwhile, Minneapolis still above average, believe it or not, with a high temperature of 37 degrees. Here, the rain begins to spread into parts of the mid-Atlantic, staying dry for the most part in the northeast. You do have some snow showers in and around the Great Lakes that may slow you down just a bit. But again, the main snow feature will be this system across the west. Denver, snow showers for you, and the Pacific Northwest, some rain showers into Seattle. The cold air beginning to filter in through the northern tier. Right, it is Friday, so let's get you started as we look ahead into the first full weekend of the new year. And we've got Los Angeles coming in with a lot of sunshine. Carl was talking about that high pressure. We also have the potential for some gusty winds as we get into the early part of the weekend. But again, temperature is such a huge story. Minneapolis today, mid-40s, and Atlanta into the mid-60s. Now, by tomorrow, we're going to start to see places like Atlanta and Birmingham down to New Orleans look at a chance for a few showers, but still dry. Chicago, Minneapolis, temperature-wise, quite pleasant here. And then we've got the snow that'll be taking shape in through the Rockies. So as far as what you should be doing this weekend, maybe the skis for the Rockies, and maybe call ahead for that tea time in parts of the Midwest and the Great Lakes. By Sunday, more showers spreading into the southeast and also creeping into the mid-Atlantic. For the northeast, staying dry, interior snow, but we'll be watching the big snow across the Rockies, places like Denver, looking at that 32 degrees for your high on Sunday. Getting back to work, and for some of us, maybe back to school. We've got the rain moving in from Dallas into Atlanta. Still really mild here, but look at who's not getting much of anything as far as precipitation. From Minneapolis to New York, we're still looking here at temperatures well above average. By the time Tuesday rolls around, again, the wet weather really across the southeast, some northern tier snow showers in through Idaho and Montana. That should be just about it. As we get into Wednesday, the eastern half of the U.S. is soggy here. We've got from Louisville to Cincinnati, not quite into New York or in Boston, but you'll see by Thursday, now we're looking at enough cold air here that we're introducing some snow. And this is actually some decent cold air. Look at Minneapolis. From the 40s today down to near 20 degrees for your high on Thursday, 31 in Chicago. Believe it or not, this is more of a return to average. If you're looking for the snow in the northeast, it's going to be interior northeast. Maybe some of the ski resorts going to be able to take advantage of that, but it is going to be wet, as in rain, from New York up into Boston with high temperatures into the 40s. And then across the southwest, still dry with high pressure dominating there. You've got sunshine from Salt Lake City to Denver. Temperatures there into the 30s. Los Angeles coming in at 67. And the one spot in the west that continues to be relatively unsettled. Still looking at some coastal showers for Portland on into Seattle as well. The Olympic Mountains looking at some wet weather, but not a whole lot of snow at this point on Thursday. For those who've gotten the new skis and the new winter coats and you can't quite use them, just hang on. The winter's not done yet. We still have January, February, and of course March always has a few surprises. But let's get you into the weekend. We've got the wet weather across the southeast, the snow beginning to move into the Rockies. This could be a decent one for some of the ski resorts there. That's some good news. Not much happening though for the ski resorts in the northeast. Maybe some interior New England snow at this point. The temperatures are just too warm. New York City tomorrow, 50 degrees. We've got 65 in Atlanta, 39 in Billings, so still well above average here. The snow begins to push into the Rockies and the Central Plains, so Kansas, Nebraska, you could be seeing some snow, northern Texas as well, but it's definitely the rainier side and maybe a few thunderstorms by the time the early part of the week rolls around across the southeast. But if you're looking at the temperatures, yeah, not too many problems here as far as that goes. 65 in Atlanta, 74 in New Orleans, still above average in the Midwest, 37 Minneapolis, Chicago, 42 for you on Sunday. Carl? Carl, let's get you hour by hour right now. now in the south, and it's not going to be the severe weather day. In fact, it's actually going to be pretty nice in many areas. Take, for example, Atlanta, climbing into the lower to mid 60s this afternoon. A lot of sunshine, a lot of kids still out of school on their holiday break, so it looks like maybe a park day. But you do notice some showers beginning to creep in Mississippi, northern Alabama, into Louisiana as we get in through late tonight and tomorrow evening. Across the Northeast, enjoy the day because we've got some sunshine along the I-95 corridor from D.C. to New York to Boston. Temperatures, again, above average. Even overnight lows not dropping off all that much, so waiting on the train platform tomorrow if you're heading into the city to maybe take in some of the sights and sounds before they take everything down. Won't be too bad. Pittsburgh falling down into the mid-30s by tomorrow evening. As we head out to the Midwest, yeah, this is the big temperature story, right? Chicago into the low to mid-50s today. Minneapolis climbing into near 40-degree range. Temperatures overnight just dropping into the upper 20s. It is chilly for sure, but way above average even for overnight low temperatures. So again, that's part of the story as well. We're not seeing those overnight low temperatures compensate for the extreme above average highs. As we look across the west, we've got sunshine. Carl was talking about that high pressure definitely in control. If you're looking for some of the soggier weather, that is going to be the Pacific Northwest. Occasional showers from Seattle to Portland. Temperatures there into the low 40s. And I have to say, Mark, that it's a little chilly in here. I think maybe winter has found a home in our studio. But regardless, as we get you prepared for the weekend, we have some wet weather along with the mild weather here across the southeast. So not a complete washout, but be prepared for some showers from Birmingham over to Jackson and New Orleans as well. Again, the coldest air, if you can call it that cold, still above average in through the northern tier. As we get in through Sunday, watching this system right here that's going to bring a lot of snow to the Rockies. It's pushing into the central plains, so we'll watch out for Kansas and Nebraska to pick up some snow, and the wet weather continues across the southeast. Carl? Rockies. So again, it's welcome snow at this point. The resorts there have done a little bit better than, say, folks in the east or even in through California. So it is good to see that coming our way. For today, though, relatively speaking, a very quiet weather map. We had some cold in the parts of northern New England this morning, but again, all that sunshine really helping to make it a nice day from Philadelphia into Louisville, Denver as well. We did have some fog that created some big traffic problems, parts of Alabama into New Orleans and Texas this morning. Maybe a few showers by the end of the day. 66 in Atlanta. You're at 42 in Minneapolis. By tomorrow, still a lot of these areas, Minneapolis into Bismarck, well above average. You're talking 25, 30 degrees above average by the end of the weekend. Here's our snowmaker now moving into Boise, Salt Lake City, and also into Denver. Boise, it's been a dry season for you so far, so that will be welcome as well. As you get into Sunday, it's pushing in through the central plains. So again, Kansas, Nebraska, a few snow areas for you on the western side and through northern Texas as well. And we'll be watching the wet weather across the southeast. Here we could be talking about some showers and thunderstorms by the time Monday and Tuesday rolls around. We certainly have plenty of warm air to work with. High temperatures here into the 60s and 70s. As we get back to work, and maybe for some of us back to school after the holiday break, dry from the northeast in through the Midwest. Still, again, talking about above average temperatures, and it's still going to be unsettled across the south and the southeast with showers and thunderstorms continuing even on into Tuesday. By the time we get into Wednesday, this is the first real sign that we're starting to see temperatures kind of get into check here, back to average, and places like Minneapolis with high temperatures not in the 40s at this point. You're closer to freezing, still above average, but we're getting there. And then you see how wet it's going to be for the eastern U.S. as we get into Wednesday. 48 degrees in Chicago, 48 in Chicago into New York, 54 in Atlanta. Notice the west quieting down, although we still have some snow showers in the highest elevations of the Rockies. Now Thursday, you're really going to start to see the difference here. That cold air is coming. Look at this, Minneapolis, below freezing, 20 degrees for your high. Chicago, this is more what we're talking about here. This is average for this time of year. 31 will be your high on Thursday. Along with that, some snow showers. And as we move into the northeast, there will be enough cold air that we're looking at some snow, mainly into the interior northeast. It's not going to happen for D.C., New York, up into Boston. Just too warm. Temperatures there still into the mid-40s, but the cold air is coming for you as well. As we take a look at your weekend forecast, it is Friday. Let's get you prepared. We're seeing a beautiful day underway in the southeast. Tomorrow, we're going to have to dodge some showers from Birmingham to Jackson, New Orleans, and to the east of Little Rock. Not a complete washout, but be aware of that. We're going to be watching our snowstorm developing here in the Rockies, including in through parts of Colorado. So we'll be watching that. Mild temperatures continue. New York 51 degrees and Minneapolis 36, still well above average here. That's going to continue on into Sunday as well. You've got snow showers continuing in the Rockies and more rain in the southeast. Coming up next with continuing coverage on the above average temperatures.
Take care.